Hello, 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 my friends. Welcome to day 16, 1-6 of Discover Crowsnest Pass. Yee-hoo, I can't believe it's day 16 already. This is insane.
Insane!
So today I'm biking along the community trail again, and I made it to Frank this time. So my dog is getting better at being in the trailer. Thank goodness. Some practice, but we're doing it. And yeah, we're gonna go to Frank. All right, I'm ready to go. And I have a backpack full of some stuff just in case. And hello, my neighbor's waving at me.
Hi, neighbors. How are you doing?
Hello.
Hi.
That's my neighbor. Woohoo! All right, all packed up. I bring my little trailer with me because I bring my dog. So sometimes he can't make it so far, and it just kind of saves my back a little bit. Thank you to my friend Alistair for letting me borrow this. I just saw a mountain bluebird. It was so pretty. Love seeing them.
Look at me, crossing miles and miles of the deep blue sea, see through me.
See if you can see Georgie in the back there. I only have so many hands, but I have contemplated getting something else. I'm also wearing my nice bright green jacket today. Woo-hoo! Everyone can see me coming. Yeah. Here you can see we're along the Crowsnest River, right below Bluff Mountain. The highway's just on the other side of me. Whenever I'm by the Crowsnest River, which is a part of the Old Man Basin, I think of Neil Young and the song Old Man. So, old man, look at me now, I'm a lot like you were. And the Crowsnest River was once called the Old Man River, as well as the Castle River down in Castle Parks. So Old Man River was Old Man River, and then you had Crowsnest River and Castle River, which were all a part of the Old Man River. And they used to refer to the different rivers as the North Fork, which is now the Old Man River, still is Old Man River. And then the Middle Fork, which is Crowsnest River, which is right behind me. And then we had the Castle River, which is the South Fork. And if you're familiar with this area, you know that there is a mountain called South Fork, and there's also a mountain called Barnaby, and there's some lakes up in there. And the reason South Fork is called South Fork is because of the name it used to have with the Old Man River. So I hope you enjoyed that little tidbit. Old man, look at me now, I'm a lot like you were.
I offer you my hand from the mess we've made of the promised land, see through me.
I'm just stopped at the Frank pullout here. Woo, lots of vehicles going by. And I'm reading this sign, and it's kind of interesting. It says, this basin encompasses 26,000 square kilometers and is home to over 160,000 rural and urban residents. That's crazy. Remember the other day we were talking about the headwaters and how we were at the headwaters? Well, there are sure a lot of people downstream from us, that is for sure. I'm actually surprised that that number is not higher. Because you think of Lethbridge and their numbers are a lot higher than that, so kind of interesting. Whoop. This is cool. I'm always learning more stuff too. There's always so much to learn. So a man by the name of Willoughby, and we have Willoughby Ridge, that's where all those Crowsnest volcanics are, and ironstone, took advantage of the mineral spring. So the mineral spring, I think we went to that day 2 or something like that. It's just across the road on the other side of the railway tracks underneath Turtle Mountain. So check out the past ones to see the mineral spring. But apparently Willoughby took advantage of the springs and he started a sanatorium and a hotel. I thought I had read that it was someone else that started and then it was bought by one of the coal mines. And that Blair, but the sign also says here that Blairmore was known as the Springs. And I wonder if that's because the hot springs in Banff, the Caven Basin, were so popular and tourists were coming around from all over the world, and these mineral springs were so important for people and their health. So it's kind of interesting. But this is where that sanatorium was. Okay, here we go. It does talk about how a guy named William Samuel Lee and his son Henry discovered the natural occurring cold sulfur spring that's just across the road. Turn this over so you can see Turtle Mountain. You can see the highway and all the vehicles going by. People are still moving about quite a bit. So I was right. It was someone else that started the spring, and I believe there were cabins on the other side of the road closer to the spring, and then later on when it was bought out, they moved it to this side of the highway closer to the river. And that was eventually John Willoughby who was in charge of that guest house. One of the other things with the sanatoriums and the hotels, I mean, there was tourism with some of it, but a lot of the hotels were called hotels, but they didn't use hotels like we use hotels necessarily nowadays. There's hotels in every little community, but a lot of times these hotels were created to man the miners that were coming in, and they didn't have homes yet. So that was a big reason for the hotels, and they weren't necessarily because you're going on a road trip and you want to get somewhere. It's because you're trying to find work. You can see it was a very, very impressive sanatorium and hotel. And when the wars were going on, the sanatorium ended up turning over into a hospital. So they thought that the sulfur spring would be good for the injured's health. And there were a lot of people who were being treated at this hospital. And then eventually that closed down in 1922. And the hotel was taken down in 1928. So you can't see it anymore, and eventually this spot became a Shell gas station, and now there's not really a whole lot here.
I see, look at me, crossing miles and miles of the deep blue sea, see through me. I offer you my hand from the mess we've made of the promised land, see through me.
Well, this ends our tour today, my friends. Thank you for joining day 16 of Discover Crowsnest Pass. Oh man, what a day. I lost my trailer a couple times. I need to figure that out, but almost ready for some bigger adventures with my dog and the trailer, and my road bike is fixed, so I'm really, really excited. Oh, and I saw so many people out and about today. It was really nice. I absolutely love living in Crowsnest Pass. It's such a beautiful place to live, beautiful people, and small town mentality with the mountains. So yeah, it's quite a lovely place. Hope you enjoyed day 16 of Discover Crowsnest Pass. I'm gonna put my bike away and go get some food. All right, stay safe, stay healthy, stay awesome, my friends. Mwah.